Ed Harris had not reached mature age yet, but he had already managed to win the hearts of many women who were trying in every possible way to charm the rich and handsome womanizer. Ed's father, Francis Harris, did not like his son's way of life. He believed that this was all the result of the fact that his son had been surrounded by luxury from childhood. So he decided to take matters into his own hands. One day he said to Ed, "Son, you need to change your outlook on life. We haven't always been millionaires. What we have achieved with your mother is the result of a great work. I don't want you to ruin our family's reputation with your lifestyle. Therefore, you should change your circle of friends and get married." "It's your fault I have grown up like this," Ed replied to his father. "You were giving me whatever I wanted to hinder the fact that you never had time for me. That's why I'm not going to get married." Francis was very upset when he heard the words of his son. He never expected that he would grow up to be such an egoist. Ed was in his 40s, which meant he was unlikely to change. Besides, he lost his mother not long ago, which had also left a big mark on the worldview of the man. However, after some time, Ed decided to follow his father's advice and marry the daughter of a maid who was working in their house. Her name was Lisa, and she was very beautiful. She was 7 years younger than Ed, and they had a long romantic relationship. Unfortunately, Francis wasn't happy with his son's idea of marrying a poor woman's daughter, but he did not interfere in his personal life and agreed to the wedding. At first, family life was going well, but after a year, Ed got tired of everything. He wanted to enjoy and spend time in the company of young mistresses. Unhappy, Lisa was waiting for her husband all night. Once she could not stand it and told Ed that if he didn't start to respect her and treat her normally, she would leave. Hearing these words, the man got angry and kicked his wife out of the house. Left alone, he plunged into the lifestyle that he had led before the wedding. But he didn't know that by the time they divorced, Lisa had already been pregnant. Soon she gave birth to a girl whom she named Mary. Meanwhile, Ed didn't suspect a thing. After some time, his father Francis died, unable to withstand all these events, which were caused by the antics of his son. So, at the age of 45, Ed had become the full owner of the empire of his parents. This prompted him to finally go into business so as not to lose the inheritance he had received. All this time, Lisa was raising her daughter alone. Soon Mary had turned into a young beautiful lady who was dreaming of wealth and luxury. Therefore, she began to hunt for a rich groom, and then one day she met a man who was 40 years older than her. She considered that she had pulled out a lucky ticket, while she had absolutely no idea that this man was her biological father. Fortunately, while hunting for a millionaire, the girl strictly let him know that sexual relations were possible only after the wedding, so Ed proposed to her rather quickly. Upon learning of her daughter's fiancé's age and the upcoming wedding, Lisa was shocked. However, she failed to dissuade her daughter from making such a serious decision. When Lisa first saw the groom at the wedding ceremony, she could hardly stand on her feet. "Ed, what are you doing here with my daughter?" she screamed. The man realized that Mary was his daughter also and fell to his knees. He was horrified at the mistake he might have made, and at the same time he was glad that he had a daughter. To the surprise of the guests, all three of them left the wedding ceremony and went to Lisa's house. They all had a lot to talk about.